Transformers Rise of the Beast just got a new trailer, and the most exciting part of it isn't the Terracons or the Scorponox or the Maximals either. It's the appearance of Unicron, for the first time in live action as a fully seen entity. Well, the one from the last night was only seen as horns emerging out from the earth. But this one here, in Rise of the Beast, will blow your mind. So let's get into his origins, his designs, and also his size as well as abilities in comparison to the other one from the Bayverse movies. So let's get to it. Let's start with his origins from The Last Night. According to the movie The Last Night, Unicron was once an eternal entity that existed in the very early days of the universe. However, his insatiable hunger caused him to consume everything in his path, including other planets and even stars. This caused him to grow in size and power as well, until he became a living planet, capable of transforming into a gigantic robot. But this was never seen. Unicron's inert body formed the Earth. He was always Cybertron's ancient enemy, but knowledge of his location was lost to time. For more than 4.5 billion years, he rested and life gradually emerged on the surface. It wasn't until Quintessa discovered Unicron's resting point and planned to drain him of his life essence to restore Cybertron that he began to wake up and his 6 horns sprouting in various locations around the world. Okay, let's see about his origins from Rise of the Beast. This upcoming movie, however, takes the beginnings of Unicron back to the original storyline, so back where it all started. He was created by a godlike entity called the One, who sought to balance the universe by creating a force of chaos to counteract the force of order represented by his brother Primus. Unicron was created as a planet-sized entity capable of transforming into a gigantic robot. He quickly became a powerful and destructive force, consuming entire planets left and right for energy and leaving behind nothing but destruction and chaos. He then became the main threat to the universe and was opposed by various factions of Transformers, including both the Autobots and the Maximals in this movie. So let's discuss his design from The Last Night. So in the Bayverse, Unicron wasn't really seen in full. He was stated to be the entire planet Earth, or at the very least its core. So what you see is what you get, with the only visible elements of the planet-sized robot were his 6 horns that appeared randomly in different places, and were shiny metallic as well as crude in appearance. Unicron in The Last Night looks like planet Earth, well, because he is planet Earth. And this is the main reason as to why that continuity was abandoned, was because how in the world would you save the world while fighting against the world, which is actually a transformer? Get it? No. It's alright, no one does. So let's look at his design from the Rise of the Beast. Well, in this trailer we get 5 distinct scenes of Unicron, each one showing 5 different aspects of him. In the first one, we see him as a massive planetary object that possesses solid rings around his main body. It all appears to be a metallic ball, with a pair of moon-sized claws at 2 ends as well as a moon-sized opening in the middle, which unlatches up to reveal a glowing fiery mouth ready to devour and consume. In another scene, we see the mouth from the ground perspective, well, inside a planet's atmosphere, looking up. In the third and fourth parts, we see the glimpse of his main henchman called Scourge, like a scene reminiscent of the Silver Surfer and in attendance before Galactus as his herald. I bet Scourge will have the same role, coming to Earth to herald the arrival of Unicron, who has 2 metallic eyes. So therefore, there is also a good chance we might see a bipedal robotic form of him later in the movie. But that's just speculation. And the last scene also showed him in his planetary form again, at the time when he was consuming a planet. So what about the sizes of these Unicrons? Well, from the Bayverse, the maximum extent of Unicron's size would be the diameter of the Earth itself, maybe a little bit less when excluding the crust. So here he would be over 12,000 kilometers or 7,500 miles across. His minimum estimate, his size, would go with the theory that he was just a hiding robot within a planet, and he would be the size of the core of the Earth, which is roughly 2,400 kilometers or 1,500 miles wide. This iteration would have been one of the smallest in the entire franchise, because Unicron is always thought to be the biggest or one of the biggest fictional monsters ever. Well, Rise of the Beast does justice. In the trailer of The Rise of the Beast, he is clearly bigger than planets and was explicitly stated to be bigger than planets. But that is kind of misleading and vague, since planets differ in size, with Mercury being only less than 5,000 kilometers, while Jupiter is nearly 140,000 kilometers across. So if we go by movie logic, which kind of standardizes planet sizes as around Earth size, then Unicron would be twice or even 3 times bigger, as seen in one of the scenes of the trailer, the one which it was about to devour a blue oceanic world, which is roughly the size of Earth, and that world also has Saturn-like rings around it. So let's give him an estimate of 30,000 kilometers in diameter in planetary form. And also let's speculate that if he transforms into a robotic being, then he would be around 100,000 kilometers in height, which is wow. So lastly, let's talk about his abilities in both The Last Knight and The Rise of the Beast. To be honest, we know little to nothing about his capabilities and powers from the Bayverse, since they were never shown. But what we do know is that Unicron here could hibernate for billions of years, which means he isn't a chaotic, forever starving robot that consumes planets left and right. In The Rise of the Beast, however, we can clearly see him about to devour a blue planet, then sucking up the material from another more barren world, and then on his way to Earth for the same purpose. He can travel interstellar space, obviously, and has the ability to transform, as we have seen a part of his face bearing 2 robotic humanoid eyes, which means there is gonna be a head, and if there's a head, there is a body. This means only one thing in the end: we are going to see a Galactus-sized robot finally in live action, around the size of the Celestials from the movie Eternals, but not as lame as them. So that's it. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button for support and subscribe, but most of all, smash that bell icon for regular updates on new videos right here on this channel. Till the next one, take care, fam.